go. Hello, hello, hello. Guten Tag, guten day. Happy Friday. Hi there. I am Flintworth, and welcome to Creature Workshop. Oh, excuse me. I may or may not have just inhaled all the food I could before the stream started, but it's good to see you all. It's good to be here. It's good for it. I just feel great. Yeah, it's Friday. You cannot express enough how happy I am for that to be here. Because, yeah, it has been a long week. Been working on things for you all on the channel. I've been putting together my script and finished recording of my upcoming Killer Clowns from Outer Space video, which I should have up by next week. But we're not here to talk about clowns. No! We are here to talk about one of the most famous enemies of all time. I'm referring to, of course, the Koopa Troopas from Super Mario Brothers. Pick any of the games. There's so many of them out there. But the reason why we're talking about good old Koopa and the Troopas, the Paratroopas, and the whole army of Bowser's minions is that earlier this summer I was requested by one of my viewers to, well, give my thoughts, my advice on how you would go about running Super Mario Brothers enemies. A few weeks ago I talked a little bit about Goombas, and actually over the last month I've been kind of covering all kinds of platformer scenarios. I've been kind of going back and forth between Cuphead and, well, as you see today, Super Mario with Koopas. And through it all, I've been giving different kinds of tips, different, advice on how to run different bosses, how to go and change up the gameplay of D&D in a tabletop setting, to really go and, how you'd say, recreate the platformer bullet hell experience. So, if you're more curious about those kind of things, and you're watching this pre-recorded, go check out my channel in the workshop playlist for that, if you're more curious about that. Otherwise, if you're watching this live, like my buddy N King, who is currently in the chat right now, stick around, please, because this is more fun when we do these workshops, these live brainstorm sessions, when there's actually people here for me to talk to. So, sorry, Tom. But for today, like I said, we're gonna be looking at the Koopa Troopas, to which I wanted to have a few prerequisite conditions. The first is, unlike the other stuff I've been making, which has been kind of designed for a lot more homebrewy abilities and kind of game system change-ups, I wanted today to be a strict, what can you go grab off your shelves, pick up, and get playing right away. Meaning that there are there's so much resource materials out there that, frankly, you don't really always need to go and make something new. You don't need to go and, find some crazy wacko online, like me, to go and make you some kind of homebrew thing. Sometimes, the best way to go and make your dream character, your dream enemies come to life is look at what you have available in front of you and kind of, redecorate it for D&D. And yeah, I thought this would be a good time to go give it a shot because the Koopa Troopa enemies are so well known. And there's a variety of them that we could kind of go through all kinds of different manuals to fill out the lineup, so to speak. But before that, let's go address a few things. Numero uno. Let's go and bring up, that's for later, what exactly is a Koopa? I do want to say real quick, before I go and answer what is a Koopa, I do want to bring this up. If you're watching this not live and recorded later on, if you want us to skip to the nitty-gritty, look down below in the description. I'll have the timestamps, so you can just go and jump ahead so you can get right to the brass tacks. And furthermore, today I also would like to go and take a quick stab at making a quick player character inspired by Koopa. So if you're here for that, you guys as well, check out the description down below. Otherwise, and this goes especially to you and King, because you actually are here, let me know your thoughts, how you would go and run these characters in your games. I would love to see a discussion going on down below. If not in this actual stream itself, because that's the idea of this workshop, to workshop these ideas out. So, with that all the way, let's go and take a look at what is a Koopa. Basically a turtle. A turtle with shoes that can walk up on its hind legs in most traditional Mario games. I mean, he's been on all fours, he's been in cars, he's playing sports. It's been across the board with Mario Brothers. Have you ever noticed that, like how wacky the world is? How some of the characters' designs are like a mix of so many different generational aesthetics that it still has managed to make this acceptance amongst its fan base. It's not just to the fan base, but like the world at large. Like if you don't know video games, you at least know Nintendo and Mario. So that's saying a lot about any kind of game design. But Koopa, he is, as you can see here, based on this quick article I brought up from Super Mario Wiki, in all kinds of different games in the series. A good hunk-a-dunk chunk of them. And personally, I like to focus on, I guess what you consider to be like the traditional Koopas. So the ones that you can almost guarantee being in every single game, more or less, with a few in there just for flavor's sake. So to kind of help us really narrow down everything, make it simple for us, I did the nerdy thing, like DMs are wont to do, and I made an Excel sheet. Haha! I know it's not that exciting, but at the very least, as we go along today, I wanted to have something to kind of have in front of us to keep things on track, so to speak. Let's see. My boy Eden King wrote in, I always wondered if Bowser and Koopa was related as a species. You know, I too. I mean, I remember growing up, the cartoon, the animated cartoon, often called Bowser, King Koopa. So I always presumed that he himself was a Koopa. But considering he can breathe fire, maybe, maybe not. I guess for us, I like to assume that he is. And more of that later tonight. But first things first, let's start with the basic Koopa. Koopa Troopa. Our boys that are walking around either on all fours or on hind legs, back and forth. The classic enemy that Mario could have, depending on the games, could jump on and set the shell flying, or in some other cases, he would just knock straight out of the shell and then take it to knock other enemies with. So let's put down Koopa Troopa. Now for these ones, I know beforehand, the stats I was going to go and suggest we'd use, if it's basically a pick up and play, would be from the good old classic Monster Manual, printed by Wizards of the Coast. Because in here, now this becomes a bit of a spoiler, or I should say a spoiler, but not a surprise, if you were here in my previous streams, I suggested the kobolds as kind of a good starting point for getting your Koopas out and about in your games. Now we have the page, I can tell you what it is, for the sake of posterity. Let's see, where are you? I realize now I am looking for Koopa Troopa, not kobolds. There we are, okay. So these little boys right there. On page 195. I'm going to put that on here. Kobolds. 195. Boop. Pardon me as I do formatting, because any DM worth their salt should be all about that. Format. There we go. Just gotta do boop, and then all that. Cool. There we go. N King wrote in, I was trying not to mention kobolds. I forgot that you are who gave me that idea. Funny. Yes, that's exactly what I want. I want me to go and just seep into your mind, N King. I want to go and be in there. I want to go rent free to sit there and be like, aha, I'm here to give you crazy ideas. Run that. Run this over here. Because I enjoy fun. Anyway, I'm not sure if, for those out there who've actually looked at the kobolds entry in a while, but kobolds in D&D traditionally are basically, they look like a mix between a dog and a dragon. They're kind of like the mooks. They're really low on the challenge rating, like 1/4 of a challenge, which isn't a whole lot. Not really. Like, here, I gotta show you this real quick. Like, if you go to one of my favorite resources, which is the Kobold Fight Club, right here. Let me show you. Like, you just have a basic party of 4. Yeah, okay. So, like, an easy counter for a party of 4 is about 100 XP worth of enemies. Kobolds are 25 XP. So, take 4 kobolds to propose at best an easy challenge. An easy challenge to a group of level 1 adventurers in D&D. Now, if you ever played D&D before, you know that is basically as weak as they should be as an enemy and Mario, which is why I wanted to go and like suggest them to kind of go and mix it up into your games, really. Can I do one thing? Here we go. Here, let me read this up to you real quick. Sorry, Tom. Let's see. For one, they strengthen numbers, so basically what you want for an army. They mentioned how there actually are a few kobolds are born winged, and you have the stats right to the left on this page as well. So there you go, right off the bat, you have both essentially Koopa Troopas and Para Troopas, which are the red-shelled Koopas that you see flying around once in a while in Mario. But the stats itself are perfect because they have like some kind of basic abilities like pack tactics, and considering how often these Koopas in the game tend to attack in large numbers, is what you kind of want if you're going to throw a bunch of Koopas at your players. Actions themselves have actions like dagger and sling, so that's basically a melee or ranged. And I know Koopas don't exactly use blades or slings, however, they have been known on occasion to, toss hammers, to go and mostly damage people, damage Mario when he touches them. So frankly, what I would probably do is if I was going to go and rebrand this, is that I would take like the melee weapon attack, so dagger, and just basically call it a claw or a bite attack. And maybe the sling is, hell, it could even be straight up a Koopa slinging along or bunking along their shell, which you can either say flavor-wise that, okay, it bonks them and hits your target and it comes right back to them, which they jump back into the shell. You see what I mean? It's awfully easy to go and substitute one thing for another and still have all of the nitty-gritty stats figured out for you in published media. So with the winged kobolds, have the same kind of details. Oh, I should mention that both of them do come with sunlight sensitivity, which Koopas aren't exactly known for being weak to light. Let me see right here. While in the sunlight, the kobold has disadvantage on attack rolls as well as on wisdom perception checks that rely on sight. Considering how a lot of Mario's worlds are kind of like centered in underground realms, like hell in the original Mario game, part 2, second level is underground, and you also have Bowser's Castle. So I mean, I can see that you can really play it up to make your Koopas be light sensitive, or we can just take it out. There's no saying anywhere that if you're gonna go and rip off, or I guess you can say change the skin on one of these stats, that you have to go word for word. So here, I mentioned that. Let's go back on my main thing here. Okay, there we have Koopa Troopas or kobolds. I'm gonna put down Para Troopas are very much winged kobolds. That's just Easy peasy. And that would be the same up here. Boop. Okay. Nope, not on page 95. Forgot it does that. Alright. So that's like the basic Koopas in any Mario game. Green boys and red boys. So let's go take a look at what more there could possibly be. Let's see if this Wikipedia page, which again is on mariowiki.com/Koopa_Troopa. Let's see if they have any other variations we can go and just get inspiration here. Quite a few I actually see. Well, not really. These are just strictly Koopas. So let's see. Let's go to the bottom. Usually most wikis have that. There we go. Nope. Sunlight idea. And King suggests, what if every Koopa you add to a pack you remove HP, or divide HP amongst all of them, so Mario can just jump on the whole roll? It's actually a good point. That's a good thing I could see there. So, let me finish reading the whole thing. They suggest, what if for every Koopa you add to a pack, you remove HP, or divide HP amongst all of them, so Mario, or your player equivalent, can just jump on the whole roll. But pack tactics will make them dangerous as a group. True. I could even see it that you can say that sunlight sensitivity, or even just like friendly fire could be. I would probably go and like rephrase it, but say you get a good advantage in all the attacks, and then you can really just say, yeah, I gotta just bump on one to get the others, like because they're so close, they make them easy prey. And this doesn't say you have to necessarily jump on your kobolds or Koopas to defeat them. I mean, it's been shown that Mario can do just as much damage with a fireball, which, yeah, wizards out there probably adore, as the same with like hammers as well. So you fighters and melee classes can still enjoy the bloodshed. Okay. Let's see. Here we go. Species. There we go. Look at that. Look at all these. Now, I don't think we're going to be looking at all of these today, because that is a good number. I'm going to pick out a few that I've seen, quite a bit. Like, perfect. Dry Bones, which is basically an undead Koopa. All right. Let's put him in here. Now this is more like it. Now this is where we can kind of go and have some fun dinging around. Now, let me go and put this away, because I guess maybe from Monster Manual. I have a few books here. I should have mentioned at the start of the stream. I have, from Wizards of the Coast, Monster Manual, which is, the original, the classic. We also have Volo's Guide to Monsters, which has a lot of, I guess, I'm going to say anything that's too crazy. If anything, it reminds me of more stuff that if you wanted to have, the first time I ever asked you, like, when you wanted to have something to eat, like, I must be a little bit different. That's the book you can go towards. There's stuff here that is different, but not deadly. Like, for instance, in here, I want to say they're in here. They have all, giants are good. Actually, I might bring up the giants later for another Koopa enemy. But this book has the likes of, like, grungs. They remind me a lot of kobolds, but basically attack frogs. Fun. No, but I also have, I should say, pick up on my analogy of it wants to be a little bit different to eat, but it wants to be it's exciting. That you'd crank out my favorite, Mordenkainen's Tome of Foes, which has, it's like your go-to for higher end level nonsense. But I'm not looking at those right now for Dry Bones. No, I'm gonna bring out this book I have here from Kobold's Press called The Creature Codex. It's a beast of a book. It's part of the same series that produced Tome of Beasts, which I also might look at. But these books both contain a nice variety of monsters, not just because it's thick, but because it actually brings in some monsters from other mythologies. Mythologies? Blah. I guess I said mythologies. Folklore. We'll go with folklore. And this one, your codex, has a bit more options in the undead necromantic realm. Like, for instance, I know somewhere in here there is an essentially undead skeletal king, but I'm looking for something a wee bit different here. Let's take a look at the old contents. And if you're wondering, if you're watching this right now, why I'm doing this live is because I guess I want to show that it's not that hard before a session to pick up any book you have off your shelf and just dig around real quick. So, like, for instance, let's see here. There's actually some kobolds in here. Ooh. Okay, we're gonna take a quick detour on finding dry bones because I see in the sheet here something else we could go and use instead for our Koopa army. Now, if you've ever played Yoshi's Story, you know there's a very important antagonist in that. I don't know, Yoshi's Story, Yoshi's Island, but there is a magical Koopa who, let's try and refresh my memory here. I think it's Koopaling, I want to say. Basically, they're on a broom, they have a nice pointed blue hat, and I love them to death. Let's see here. If you know it in the audience there, please, by all means, speak up. I know what I'll see it. Koopanator, I'm just gonna do this. I'll just go to Yoshi's Islands section of the Mario Wiki. Magic Koopa, thank you, Sage, and also welcome. Maybe, yep, Magic Koopa. I think that's it. Yes, it is. The cookie goes to Sage Fyra, who is actually one of my close friends and a pretty up and up, I would say. Yeah, I guess I would say a pretty up and up streamer on Twitch. You go check out some of their stuff once in a while. I would ask you later, Sage, for your link that might send your way, because why not? Because we're friends, if not to go and help promote each other's shenanigans. But, thank you, Magic Koopa, who does actually have her name from Kamek. That is the name I was trying to remember from Yoshi's Story. That one was actually named. But Magic Koopa is this wonderful flying antagonist, sometimes minor enemy that we need to have on here. That destroyed all of my formatting. Let's see here. There we go. So Magic Koopa I wanted to bring up because in Creature Codex there is a perfect stat block we can go grab right away on page 241. A kobold wizard. I know, a bit easy, but not that much of a build up. But still, just listen to this. They have the challenge rating of 5, which is perfect if you were going to be running a campaign based on Mario. You go and just, by this point, you want to bring the Magic Koopa until your players were a bit higher up, but not too high. It's just perfect for this. But yeah, they have a challenge rating of 5. They have pack tactics and sunlight sensitivity, which you can still, once again, swap in for whatever you desire, I guess, for your flavor of Koopa-like enemies in your games. But more importantly, the spell lists have things like Firebolt, Burning Hands, Hold Person. Oh, Fireball, perfect too. Yeah. No, this is perfect because Magic Koopas have shown to do that, all of that and more throughout the various Mario games. Like, personally, I would probably go in and throw in maybe a polymorph spell or two, just so you can truly recreate Yoshi's Island's boss cinematics, where a Magic Koopa would kind of come along and dust crop some other enemy to make them, well, huge. So yeah. Now these would be perfect for our Magi Koopa. So I'm gonna put that in right here as a wizard kobold. Okay, not exactly what we're going to go for at this present time, but can't go and look a gift horse in the mouth. So let's see here. There's a few things in here, like there's even a stat block for a Kobold King, which might be a good option if you're looking for a Bowser-like stat block, maybe. Challenge rating of 6, though, isn't all that intimidating. And I think with Bowser, you probably wanted him to be a bit tougher. I will say, though, that in here we have an Elite Kobold, which could be good for any of the Hammer Koopas you often see occasionally, especially in Mario Brothers 3. They often are mini bosses that, yeah, with a challenge rating of one's not that big, but there's usually 2 of them. Look at our Kobold Press Fight Club here to see. Let's say 2 of them would be 200 XP. Okay, so at 400, yeah, 2 Hammer Bros would, I could see that making sense for being kind of deadly for a group of level 1s. But by, yeah, level 2, there wouldn't be that much of a big deal altogether, so that's fine. Like, I can't really see a game where you would try to go and run a Mario-inspired platforming adventure would be all that long, only because unless you're doing like a game based on one of the RPGs, like Mario RPGs, like Super Mario, Legend of the Seven Stars, Super Paper Mario, any of those, those kind of bring in other enemies outside of basic, Mario foes, then I can see you kind of playing around a bit, but strictly Mario, And let's see, I got some new notes here. And King wonders, I wonder if Koopas and Yoshis naturally hate each other, the way owls and eagles hate each other. Honestly, I don't rightfully know. I kind of like that. That'd be kind of a good thing to play up world lore-wise. That maybe because of Bowser's meddling, Koopas and Yoshis have like this long-standing feud with one another. Kind of like, in classic D&D folklore, there's always the butting of heads between dwarves and elves. I wonder if dwarves would be a good substitute for Koopas. No, I'm keeping with the kobolds. But let's see here, what else do they kind of suggest? Combat Tunneler. If 2 elite kobolds wielding any combination of picks and shovels combine their efforts, they gain a burrow speed of 15 feet through non-rocky soil. I kind of like that. Considering if I was going to use these for my Hammer Koopas, that'd be perfect flavoring to that the hammers are not just for attack, that's just kind of break through blocks. I also want to put a quick shout out that outside of the classic necromantic stuff that Creature Codex contains, it also has a fantastic number of stats for, well, Eastern folklore and mythological creatures. Like right across from the Kobold Elite is stats for a Kitsune. So for those who might want to do like maybe Legend of Zelda, Majora's Mask kind of thing, you're looking to create our yellow fox-tailed boys from Majora's Mask. Good way to go. And also one of my favorite stat blocks ever, Kappas! Who I like to imagine they have the same vocal cords as the as the villains from Dark Crystal were suddenly escaping my mind. Oh my god, I'm such a failure of a nerd. I'll come back to me later. Where was I? Oh, yes. So, I'm actually... shucks. I lost my page already. Let's go back to the Koopa Troopas sheet. And I'm going to go and add in our hammer dudes. Because they deserve to be in here. Koopa Troopas. Someone is helping me search up for these names beforehand. I appreciate that. Let's see. Is it Koopa Trap? I don't think it is. I don't think that's the right name. That's fine. Well, while I am digging that out, I do want to take the time to announce a few things. I'm getting awfully close to my 1 year anniversary. Kind of too close, like maybe 3 or 4 months away from here. But I'm getting awfully close to the 1 year anniversary from when I first produced, well, Creature Creator, and kind of like really gave this channel a good boost, I guess, to, well, just my image of what I've been trying to do on here. And I want to do something special for that. Now, a year ago, I did a stream, a 24-hour stream. I went and wanted to see if I could go and DM one shot straight through the night. I did like 6 games back to back to back. You can find them all on the channel, pre-recorded, if you really want to go and watch me slowly descend into insanity. But while there, we did actually raise a decent sum. Well, I'll do that again. And I did do that on the anniversary to Creature Creator. We have more details as the months go on. And yeah, I am hoping to go and have a few games set aside, probably inspired by the creatures I've been trading for you all. And I really would like to go and, yeah, try to do some good. Try to go and have a fun night for a good cause and celebrating the love of monsters, of creatures, of you all. So, yeah, keep an ear out for that. And, DN King wrote in once again. I see, it's been a blast. I really want this channel to blow up, and it means a lot, buddy. I think you have been subscribed with quite a bit, actually. Getting teary-eyed. Okay, focus. All right, I'm seeing that the Hammer Brothers are apparently a separate species of creature. I don't know. That's basic. That's a variant of Koopa. You know what? Yep. Hammer Bros are going to be my elite kobolds. Hope I can spell kobolds right. There we go. And they are going to be in Creature Codex on page. Here we go. 239. Okay. No, not 239. Heck. 237. 237. There you go. Oh, my Texas Chainsaw video. Yeah, that was one of my favorite ones. It's funny that you subscribed around then, because on YouTube, the Texas Chainsaw did a thing like got 100, which, even for my channel, was big, not really big as mine. That is still kind of in the low range right now. But meanwhile, on TikTok, that one got like, at least my version, the third version of that, got like 17,000 views, which is a view count I would love someday to see on YouTube. But I'll get there. I'll get there sooner or later. It's about the journey, not the destination. And to me, YouTube's more so about just that and kind of enjoying the ride with those I meet along the way. Speaking of the ride to go along, let's see if I can actually find an undead kobold here. Okay, so I see my Tome of Beasts has some more kobolds. Let's go and see what we can dig out. Here we go. Alright, we got an alchemist. chieftain. Trust me. No, not anything there. So, okay. In this case, you might have to go back to the classic. Kind of avoid the, I guess, what I thought would be kind of like, not fun, but sometimes what is simple or doesn't feel really original could be the best option. In this case, let's look at these zombies. I should have just done it in the first place. Alright. Skeletons, skeletons. There's a few skeletons in here. Okay. Not sure if you really looked at skeletons in a while. They have a challenge rating of like a quarter, so much like our kobolds from before. They do have some immunities, but otherwise they don't really attack that much. Now the thing that I would personally say would kind of like nix it for me in using them in this whole exercise, it's that they don't have the ability like the dry bones do, which is to revive. Which is why I'm kind of inclined to take a quick look at Revenants. I know they would be a bit more aggressive than what you would like for dry bones, but I just feel like, yeah, they have all the benefits of regeneration, rejuvenation. They have turn immunity, so yeah, I think we'll probably go with that, or suggest that. I might write that into our little sheet here. I see you already, NK suggested exactly what I was going over here too. Hey, great minds think alike. I suppose, yeah, he suggests they can just go and take the zombie template and apply it to Kobold. In fact, for the sake of just checking it up, let's see what the zombies have to say. There's a few here. Undead Fortitude. Okay, so they have Undead Fortitude, so they essentially would kind of like get back up and have to beat a DC saving throw. They do have that challenge rating of 1-4, so I guess, yeah, it's kind of a toss-up. Either going with a zombie kobold or going with Revenant. Depends on how, mean you want to be to your players. Like, personally, I would go with Revenants, but then again, I have players that range up there, like level 15, and who can deal sometimes like 300 damage at once, so I like getting aggressive. Let's see here. I'll put in zombie though. That's a fair compromise. Pardon me. Okay. Okay, there we go. Alright, okay, cool. So Monster Manual. This would be page 316. Okay. So yeah, see, and if I was, like I said at the start of all this is kind of how the process goes. It's not truly exciting, but it is kind of rewarding and helpful from the DM side of things to go this route, because you can have like a quick like reference sheet to kind of go back between like which is which, and you could probably spend a good afternoon going through the Mario Wikipedia, or just picking up your favorite Mario game, writing down the list of all the enemies you would like to go and just translate to D&D, and then just spend an hour or so doing just that. It's not that hard. Which is why I think it'd be a good time to go and switch pace to, let's say, because it happens sometimes, playing as a Koopa. Because I know in Paper Mario, you can get a Koopa ally. Let's see here. N King wrote in. I think a better idea, to be fair, about HP, but revise every round. Yeah. Either or. But let's go and bring up the good old Creature Workshop Roll20. Right? He was such a good boy with his little scarf and everything. almost forgot. There's a very important Koopa that we should go and take a look at before moving on to try to make a character. Actually, you know what? Better idea. Cooper is not the only Koopa to join you in your RPG escapades. Because in Super Mario RPG Legend of the Stars, which to me is the best Mario game, fight me, there is, of course, Bowser. Bowser joins you in the fight. And, oh my goodness gracious, how can we not take the time to make a character sheet to play as... Oh boy! So yeah, let's go make a Koopa player character. Because that's something I could totally see growing to be something a whole lot more interesting. Oh, now I'm getting flashbacks. And I actually never beat Paper Mario. I feel bad about that. I got to the last boss, tried it once, got my butt handed to me. I thought, you know what? Okay. I just need to calm down. I'm just going to go take a break. That was like 2 decades ago. I'll get back to it. It's a good game. I'm sorry, don't judge me too much, Sage. I feel bad. Okay, we're roll 20. I do love Paracarry. That weren't they like the archaeologist? I want to say. A dragon turtle. Yeah, that's true. True. I have used dragon turtles in the past. They are fun, to say the least. Okay, let's not want that. I want. There we go. Part of me is I saw through almost every slide I have. Ugh. Still getting a handle on OBS. Alright. So last time we were here, we made our Toshiko Onryo character build. So we're not going to be talking about them. We're going to be making our own Koopaling, our Bowser character. Sage wrote in, no judgment here. I never beat the game either. Oh, I guess I got a puzzle in Bowser's castle. My childhood self was too frustrated to figure it out. I feel that. I do. But okay, let's see. We need to think of a good Bowser-like name. I don't know what to do. So, quick story. Growing up, when I was a kid, the first dog my family ever had was called Bowser. She was a she, and unfortunately couldn't keep Bowser for a variety of reasons, so my family had to give her up. And because of that, we did have the prerequisite in there that, hey, if the new owners ever went and breeded Bowser with another dog and had puppies, we would go and get to have first pick of the litter. Unfortunately, they actually did do that and didn't tell us the first time around, so naturally upset. But the second litter, we did actually go and pick out a dog, which ended up being my first, I guess to me, felt like the first dog I ever had growing up, and her name was Grace. So, we're gonna name our Koopa, King Koopa, our Bowser, Grace, because I associate Grace with Bowser's. Okay. Alright, so let's go and take a look at this character sheet. Now, Grace, the mighty Grace. One might say it might be Duke Grace or something like that. I mean, one of the Koopa's kids is called Iggy, so I don't think Grace is too much of a stretch. For those who never used Roll20, it does have a character creator, which they have dubbed the Character Mancer, which we're going to be using now. And my version of Roll20, I do have the ability to put in things from a variety of different resources, including, but not limited to, the Player's Handbook, Volo's Guide, Mordekainen's, Tasha's Cauldron of Everything, Xanathar's Guide to Everything, and a few others. So that should be enough for us to go and make a good Koopa Bowser Grace player character. Okay. So let's make this a little bit bigger so you can see here. Alright, so I'm going to make this a little bit quick because I don't want to take too much time. I'm going to get right to the fun stuff. So let's see here. If I was going to do this off the bat, for like a one shot, they tell me like, hey, you have a half hour to do this, which I kind of do. I would probably go and... Okay, actually do see it. Kobold is one of the options here. Which is funny because that would go along with the rest of the monsters you chose. So you know what? Yeah, let's do that. We're gonna choose Kobold. But then we give a good boost to other things. Let's see here. Choose alignment. Now Bowser, he isn't exactly. I don't think he's really truly all that bad, even though he does kidnap the princess a lot. So, yeah. Let's just go with just chaotic neutral, shall we? Because somebody's a good guy, somebody's a bad guy. He's just a guy, and Grace is going to be no different. We're going to, since here I have to be of a size of small, I'm probably going to change it to something a bit bigger in a few. No worries there. Proficiencies, I can speak, read, comment, and draconic. Perfect. That kind of fits the whole fire-breathing side of things. Got dark vision, grovel, cower, and beg. So you actually can turn, you can cower pathetically to distract nearby foes. Okay, kind of like that, because Bowser, I've seen, you know, cower in a few of the games. And it has the pack tactics and sunlight sensitivity, which, perfect. You know what? Yeah. This is what I told you I would suggest if one of my players wanted to play a Koopaling or one of Koopa's kids, or Bowser's kids, I should say, or even Bowser Jr. That's what this is, you know. Grace is Bowser Jr., but sweeter and a hero. Yeah. Okay. Class. All right. This is going to be the toughie because it's kind of across the board, really, in terms of what Bowser can do. Honestly, I think like the best choice may be Barbarian, considering that often a lot of Bowser's strategies relies on just rage tactics. So I think that's like might be the strongest choice for us here. Take a quick look through. And kind of like in Warlock, because you can use more of like Bowser's abilities. I mean, Artificer probably be a good multi-class to go and use with this, considering all the crazy tech Bowser ends up using, including like his lovely clown copter car thing. But Barbarian. All right. Skill proficiencies. Now intimidation. Grace is gonna be intimidating all the people, and survival, I would say, because Bowser has been through a lot. The guy can walk through lava for the most part, so he lives around lava. So I can see, yeah, the Grace, like her daddy, would be able to kind of handle the heat. All right, ability score method. We're gonna go with roll for stats, and I'm gonna use the mandatory rule, the house rule, is that you keep rolling until you get one of them that at least has an 18. Perfect, got 18 off the bat. Okay, now if you're making a barbarian, it needs to be all in the strength, honestly, as it does suggest up here, strength and constitution. So let's go do it on a line. Yeah, strength would be 18, constitution would be 14. Pardon me. Let's see, charisma probably be the good one for 12 to really flip the intimidation. I'll probably put 11 for dexterity, leaving us with intelligence of 8 or 9 for yeah. You know, I can see Bowser being more street smart than actually intelligent, considering he is able to fool Mario once in a while. So I'll put that there and then make 8 be, yeah. What do I go with for that? Now, if you remember a few weeks ago, I did mention my favorite spot to go look at where the ability scores are described. Intelligence, from my favorite subreddit post from 5 years ago by the Rapkin. Suggests that intelligence of 8 basically means misuses and mispronounces words, may be forgetful. Which means you can make this Grace talk a little bit like a baby. Dad, he hurt me. I want to go smash him. Realize it was me trying to do Cartman. Play around with the voice. They need to work. Okay. Background. Let's see. What do my friends are writing in here? Sage wrote in, my barbarian has an intelligence score of 8. She's getting along just fine. Yeah. Okay. He also keeps the axe hammer key to the bridge behind him at all the time. Yep, that's a good point. Okay, yeah. Feeling good about the barbarian. Let's see, background, though. Honestly, she's related to Bowser, so she's nobility. Right? Right. So, clearly, let's see, tool proficiencies. Chess, God, no. Probably playing card set, probably, gambles on the side, and Dad's not looking. I would see in other voices, other speeches they may know. Abyssal, they talk to demons. No. Honestly, I would probably go with something like either Gnomish or Goblin. Because if I was going to go and tie this in with my monsters from before, either DM would say, yeah, go with Goblin, because I'd probably use Goblins as another Mario enemy equivalent. Maybe Goombas or something like that. No, so I said those are the uses. Maybe Boos? I don't know. Actually, Undercommon, because it'd be underground. Yeah, go with that. I'm going to go with that. Personality traits. Let's see. Despite my noble birth, I do not place myself above other folk. Yeah, God, no. 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 Yep. If it's going to be an injury, that is definitely a grace kind of thing. Yep. Ideal. Yep. So already the kind of like, do not cross me. That's Bowser energy right there. Let's see what the ideal thing is. Power! And bond. Why would this Koopa be in a part of the party? Ooh, I'm in love with the air of a family that my family despises. That would be kind of a fun way that it'd say Grace is a part of the party because maybe one of their party members is brother of a certain plumber. A little Romeo and Juliet thing going on there. Like, God, I can see it now. All of the various tsundere schlocky references. It's not like I like you or anything, baka. God. Let's see here for flaw. Probably quick to anger. I think I have a temper. That'd be fun. Let's see. Equipment. Class equipment. Martial weapon. Let's see. Probably great axe. Because to kind of fit the whole axe key thing that Bowser's Bridge is normally destroyed with. Same with hand axe, because Bowser in the first Mario Brothers did throw a bunch of axes. So that fits. Yeah, no arcane, no feats. Don't need to do bio. Actually, I'm going to do a bit of bio. Okay, age, teen, height. We'll say if they're like, Mario's height. That makes sense because a lot of Koopa's kids are about that height. So yeah, let's say average. Weight. None of your business. Eyes, rage, hair, fiery. Skin. Moisturized. I probably spelled that wrong. I did. I'm a YouTuber, not a speller. Okay, here we go. Perfect. Okay, there we go. Nice level 1. We can call her Gracie. That fits more with like the rest of the Koopa kids. Yeah. Okay. So we got a decent, loadout here so far. I see got a little bit. Oh God, look at all those negatives. I love it. Strength to save and throw 6. Perfect. Okay, that's fun. but not enough. We need to go a step above. Because like I did with Toshiko, we need to bring this character to level 5. Because to me, that's really when a character build comes to life. So let's see what kind of damage we can do. I'm going to go back into the creator. There's a Levelmancer Plus. Now, for simplicity's sake, I'm going to say that Gracie does not get all the fun Bowser stuff. As in, like, the clown car and all that. No, there's going to be full-on a rage machine. There we go. Put in level 5. Yeah, Barbarian all the way. Now, here's going to be the hard part, because they do have a few to choose from. Wild Magic, Ancestral Guardian, Beast, Berserker, Totem Warrior. I'm probably Berserker. I want to really play up the rage with Gracie here. So I'm going to go with that. So yeah, I got Reckless Attack, Danger, Rage, Primal Knowledge. Yeah, can you just imagine, though, just the classic, like, getting poked too many times or getting, like, You messed up my favorite axe! Now you must die. Yeah, it'd be fun. I don't know, I think it's kind of fun to play angry. It's just me. Let's see. I'm glad you agree, NK. They agree with my Berserker choice. Let's see skill proficiencies, though. I'm probably going with Athletics to really kind of play up the fact that they will hunt you down. There's nothing you can do about it. Fast movement. Yeah, perfect. All right. Time to boost some ability scores here. Okay. Okay. Probably put in Strength. I want to get more Constitution. I want old Gracie to be able to take a few more blows. Still kind of dumb as a brick, though. That's fine. No spells. Alright, now let's see. Okay, 43. Okay. 19. Okay, that's a bit better. Look at the nice stat breakdown there. 2, 1, 1, negative 1. Okay, perfect. Unarmored defense. Love it. Okay. Oh, I probably should put more dexterity. That might have been better. So let me guess. This is figured out by dexterity, right? Yeah, with dexterity. All right. Actually, I probably would then go and just switch these. Oh god, yeah. Around. There we go. Perfect. I like that a lot better. It's not only are they really mad, they're hopping mad. Okay. Stealth 2. Okay. Like 7. Oh my god, yes. Amazing. I feel like I made a Daffy Duck Koopaling. Love it. Okay. And with like the Reckless Attack and Primal Knowledge, that your Gracie could be just almost like have like a spidey sense level of awareness in dungeons. Just like, I smell the smelly smell of someone who thinks they're better than me. Not for long. Yeah, this is good. I like this. Yeah, I'll go and make a little sheet for the share later on. And yeah, let's see. I got a few more things here. N King wrote, do kobolds get access to any dungeon-related feats? I'm wondering if there's any way for our girl to breathe fire if we don't need it. That's a good point. I feel like we could. Honestly, if... I can see a few items you can do that. You could also make them like a multi-racial character and give them, I want to say... Maybe not like the race, but probably take a few levels in some kind of wizarding class, because then you can get like Nebuchadnezzar's fire breath, which could easily do that in a heartbeat, and old Gracie here could then have a bit more fun with that. But considering her intelligence is shit, probably not. Probably be looking at either a feat or some sort. I wonder though. Not really feats here. Let's take a look real quick. It's a good question. So what kind of flames? What's this? Okay. Nah. You know what I would do if I was gonna work with a player on this? There is a tiefling, like, racial ability they can get. The Hellish Rebuke, I believe is what it's called. And considering I don't think many of Bowser's kids really breathe fire a whole lot, I would work with my player to kind of, like, essentially take that ability and give it to this character, kind of, you know, to kind of play up with the race, to really make that kind of work together. Probably the best way I can really think on getting it in there. Yeah, right there, Hellish Rebuke, which let's give yourself some room. There it is. Yeah, let's see. One reaction. Perfect. Yeah. I think it responds to being damaged by a creature within 60 feet of you that you can see. If you the creature damaged you. Yeah, perfect. That's what I would do. Yeah. Maybe, I don't know what the tiefling thing is called. I don't want to go leave you all here alone. But yeah, that's like the spell that I would add in for that. In fact, let's just type in tiefling and find the actual ability. Roll 20, so let's add that to the character sheet, because I want the sheet to be as close as possible to what I would give. Actually, yeah, maybe a few things from the tieflings I would add in there, like hellish resistance, to resistance to fire. Actually, no, because, you know, Mario's fireballs can hurt Koopa's kids, and Bowser for that matter. Yeah, so an Infernal Legacy is what I would, is what the thing we want in there. So let's just add that in there as well. Apparently we need to type it in. Okie dokie. Ugh. I guess this would also be a good case to making your your Bowser kid possibly a tiefling. So let's do this. Add it in real quick. Can I just pop this out, make it easier for me? There we go. Perfect. Oops. Perfect. Homebrew, basically, yeah. That's why it's there. But there you go. Perfect. You know what? That's actually a very accurate description. In Eddie King wrote a few things here. They say it's a pipe dream. We could say that it just skipped her, like she feels inadequate because of it. That's true, and he does like my Hellish Rebuke idea, and they wrap off with that almost feels like Godzilla Jr. Like he couldn't do it like his dad could. Yeah, I see what you're saying there. I do love the Godzilla films. I would love to do a Creature Creator on Godzilla, or any of the various kaiju, like my girl Mothra. Maybe sometime next year. But yeah, I like that. That seems like a good spot to leave it for today, I think. Yeah, I think that's a good place to be. Yeah. So, if any questions or curiosities out there, please say them now. Otherwise, I'm just going to go and wrap things up a little. So like I said, in January. Looking to do another charity stream, so more details on that in probably, I want to say, closer to December. Next week, gonna take a quick break from my journey through platformer workshops to take a time to look a little bit back at Final Fantasy for my birthday, which is on the 24th. I might have my Killer Clowns video out the day too. We'll see. I tend to do better on Mondays when I release stuff. But otherwise, if you watched it till the end, thank you so much for sticking it out. It was a fun one. It was a good one. I really enjoy getting to do these. I know it's not exactly as popular as my other stuff, but I think it's kind of a nice little relaxing way to go and add a bit more media, more content for my channel while you guys wait for the next creature creator. Right. Actually, next month, I'm thinking of actually making all the workshops focusing on various Dead by Daylight characters, specifically the original slashers for the game, because it's Halloween, it's October, but I have a little bit more, pick a few more horror video game characters. Sue me. Kefka. I do actually. I need to look into Kefka one of these days. He'd be a kind of a fun thing to bring up to a workshop or maybe a creature creator. Who knows? I have a friend who is obsessed with Kefka. I would love to go and just interview them on their thoughts there. But no, next week we're looking at the Namazu, the weird cat folk tribal beasts from the online game. I love them to death. I spoke about them during our Serpent of Runka stream a few weeks back. And yeah, I'm going to follow through on that. I want to talk about my crazy fish boys. I love them to death. They make me chuckle. But other than that, before I forget, if you haven't already, consider liking and subscribing. And if you don't worry. I love you either way, and you're still beautiful. And anything else missing? Yes. Oh yeah, go enjoy your weekend, people. It's time to go sit back and relax. And okay, I see King there's once again. Tim, a good egg. You're gonna make me cry on camera. How dare you? No, seriously though, I really do appreciate the support. It's nice to know that people are watching these. They're enjoying this content. And yeah, I think I've rambled on long enough. I'm gonna get going. I'm gonna go and actually have supper because I am starving. All right, that's it. See you next week. Bye. Oh, I didn't hit X. That would have been great. I missed disconnect. Oh, shucks. Let me try that again. Not like that. That's not the way to do it. It's gone too long enough. Okay.